Hi, I'm Alexandra from Ahau Software, and this is an introduction video of how to get started with Redmine Outlook integration, which allows you easily switch to Redmine tickets without leaving an Outlook. The video consists of three parts: where to find it, the tools on the ribbon, and the settings. You can switch between the parts using time codes below. And the first place we'd like to introduce you is the Redmine tab, which contains the toolbar with the main functionality of the integration, which we'll talk about a little later, where you can find the first place where you can find the Redmine Outlook add-in. And so the second place is connected with the main feature, converting emails into issues. And you can find any email in your inbox, right-click of the mouse, scroll a little bit down until you see the Convert into Redmine option. And here you can choose from issue or project. So let's create an issue this time. After you clicked on create an issue to convert to an issue, the detail window is opening, and you can see that the subject of an email is automatically added as a title of an issue. The next thing you have to do, you have to select the project where you would like to place the issue. And all the preferences from the project will be loaded, like type tasks or people, members of the project to whom you can assign the issue. And the next thing I'd like to talk about is the description tab, where the body of an email is automatically added, as you can see, but you also can type your own text or edit the description, and you will see the changes made on the left side where the preview of the description is placed. In the Watchers tab, you can add any person as a watcher to the issue. In the additional fields, you can customize start and dates, or decide whether you'd like this issue to be private or not. The custom fields option allows you to use custom fields. For making that working, you have to install the Redmine shared API, which allows you to use custom fields and make them available in the settings. Here we can see that the custom fields start and time allow you to put the certain start and time to the Redmine ticket. In the Attachments tab, you can see that all the attachments like PNG, PDF files were added to the issue, and MSG file contains the original message. After you've edited all you wanted, don't forget to click Save and Close button, which will create a Redmine issue. After you've finished converting an email into Redmine issue, you still can see the details of an issue on the right side of the screen. This is Redmine Panel. You can edit and make changes to the Redmine issue without opening the main details window. Another way to access the Redmine panel is to click on any email and right-click of the mouse and scroll a little bit down, a little bit lower than Convert into Redmine, and there it is, Redmine Panel. If the email is not linked to Redmine ticket yet, it suggests you to convert to a new issue, or you can link to already existing issue. Use search box to type the ID number of the ticket, and then click Link to the issue. Now you can see the email is linked to some ticket in Redmine. Click Save to save the changes. Also, you can access the Redmine panel by clicking on the shortcut on the toolbar on the top of Outlook in the Redmine tab. And you can switch the panel on or switch off and play around with automatical show and hide settings, which means that if you click on an email which is already linked to some Redmine issue, the Redmine panel will show up. And if you click on some email which is not yet linked to any Redmine issue, the Redmine panel will hide and will not appear. The next interesting thing about this integration is that it adds the Redmine folder tree to Outlook, and there are some default views like My Issues, which contains all issues that are assigned to you, or My Watched view, where you can find all the tasks where you are assigned as a watcher. And you can switch between the titles of projects to see what issues do they contain. And the last thing to talk about in this part is Redmine Calendar, which is added by integration to the Outlook. So you can use calendars combined or separately, just Redmine Calendar. And when you click on any issue in the Redmine calendar, the Redmine panel opens the details which you can edit. Here is an example of using start and time custom fields, where free 30-minute events in Redmine are scheduled one under another. Also, you can enable reminders in Outlook for the Redmine folder to remind you of Redmine events. Now let's have an overview on the Redmine toolbar on the top of the Outlook, where two first buttons are about creating new items in Redmine, like task. It opens an empty detail window, and you can create a Redmine activity from scratch. The project button opens the new project form, where you can decide if this project should be a child of already existing project to inherit members and preferences, and whether this project is private or not. My Issues button is a shortcut to the list of activities assigned to you, and clicking on any activity will open the detail window, where are some few more tabs to explore, like the description tab contains the history of changes made to the ticket, and the checklist tab is an option to create checklists. It's available after the installation of Redmine app checklist add-in. Time logs is an option to post time entries to the activity and to the project, and Add Note tab allows you to comment, to leave notes to the ticket. So this is a kind of messaging in Redmine, and the person who has access to the ticket will see your notes. Well, we've already discussed the Redmine panel, and you can check time codes under the video if you missed something. The eye icon is a shortcut to the web version of Redmine. An arrow button is an option to sync projects and activities manually, and the settings we'll discuss in the last third part of this video. The next thing I'd like to talk about is a time tracker. The time tracker follows the time which you spend on each item, whether it's an email or a task in Redmine. And you can export time to Redmine by selecting items you'd like to export. Check that they are linked to Redmine activity. The next button opens the instruction to this integration in PDF format file. And the support is actually a communication channel with a house software. The first option, Suggest a Feature, opens an email form which contains the address of our support department. And if you have some nice idea to share, please don't hesitate to send us your ideas by email. The next option is a Report a Bug. It also opens an email form which contains the support address. It automatically creates the ticket in our support system, and it contains the log file and the information about your environment. All you have to is fill the steps to reproduce the bug before sending this email to us. The knowledge base is the place where we collect articles to answer popular questions about using Redmine Outlook integration. And the About button opens the window where you can check your Redmine version or for updates. And if you've just installed the integration, don't forget to activate your license. Just put the serial number in this box and push Activate button, and we'll redirect you to the activation page. And the search box here opens the ticket in Redmine by entering its ID number. So you can open it if you remember the ID number of the Redmine ticket you'd like to edit. So that was all about the toolbar, the tools on the ribbon on the top of the Outlook in Redmine tab, and now let's continue to explore the settings. And when you've just installed the Redmine, settings are already set as they should be, but you still can try this and that to make it more customized for you. And the first tab here is a Redmine Connection tab, where you should put the address of your Redmine space and your credential. Push Validate Connection to make sure that the integration is connected successfully to Redmine space. And you also can use API access key, which you can find on the web version of Redmine on the right side in your profile. This makes sure that your projects and activities from Redmine are synced successfully. In Options tab, you can tune how often and what kind of issues would you like the Redmine Outlook add-in to sync. And as it is designed on purpose to be a part of Outlook, we strongly recommend you not to import completed projects and all activities that are not needed currently for you, and also to import only your activities to the calendar, as it can seriously affect the productivity of memory usage in Outlook, so be aware of that. In Customize tab, you can check if the description format is synchronized with the format you are using in the web version of Redmine. By default, it's Markdown. Also, you can switch on showing custom fields and checklists if you are using them actually. We'll make a separate video on custom fields. And if you select Save All Attachments after closing an issue, then they will be saved in a separate folder on your PC. Also, you can switch to one of 6 languages. In Convert tab, you can tune what kind of attachments would you like to add to the Redmine ticket created from an email. And you can also include MSG file which will contain the original message of an email in the Redmine ticket. The Reply Forward section allows you to add MSG file of reply or forward to the Redmine ticket, which was converted from an email, in case you reply or forward it. And the last section, MISC, adds an ID number to the email when it was converted to the Redmine ticket, so you will see which emails were converted and which were not. The storage tab has only two options: use own Outlook data file, which means that if you select this option, all the information, all the data synced will be stored on your local PC in some folder on your local PC. And if you uncheck that, then it will process all the data through the server using cloud service. Reset Data Store deletes all files from the folder, and you have to sync the activities and projects from scratch. The Calendar Export tab allows you to export Outlook events to the Redmine space, and also you can export the time spent on each event to the Redmine. To use this option, you have to select the Outlook calendar on the left side, and to select the folder in Redmine on the right side. This time I've created Outlook calendar folder in Redmine, so I'd like my Outlook activities to be exported there. And then click Save, so all the events you've selected will be exported. And to enable following the time you spend on emails or activities in Redmine Outlook Add-In, you have to enable it in the time tracking tab in settings. Also, you can tune your schedule here. And the last tab is License Info, which contains all the information about the serial number, the product code, the expiration date. In this box you can activate your license or purchase one if you've just trialed this integration. You can search here for updates or for support. Please don't hesitate to communicate with us. And thank you for watching this introduction. I hope you find it useful, and see you next time. Bye!